Morning, everybody. 7th of April. We are Signal Centre Talking Ball. Joe Neighbour, Ian Coleman and Steve O'Hare. Morning, guys.
Morning, all. My name is Steve Gin now.
Steve Gin.
Yeah.
Change your name.
Your quarantine alcoholic name is your first name followed by your last name. Oh, no. That's confused me, that has. I thought it was your first name followed by the alcohol you
drink of choice.
Yeah.
You're drinking gin already?
Yeah. We had a little celebratory party for Katie last night.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So, yeah, that was quite good fun. I recorded it on Zoom. I don't think I should be showing anyone it anytime soon.
Lock that one away, I reckon.
What were you celebrating?
She's just finished her radiotherapy, had her last session yesterday. So,
lovely.
Yeah, she's done really well.
Good.
Yeah, brilliant. So we had a Zoom party with the 10 of us, and we all had a quick fire round on questions about all the friends and joining the group and stuff like that. So it all got a bit sort of near the mark. It's quite good fun.
Good stuff.
And then I showed everyone my mangina.
Oh no.
Mm.
Yeah, probably keep that at one.
Yeah, I have to get
a lot of wine then.
Away.
I'll have to lock that down.
Yeah. Okay, so big news out of the UK, particularly yesterday, was the fact that Boris Johnson has been taken into intensive care following his hospital admission over the weekend, which obviously doesn't look too good. The fact that you're in intensive care in the first place is often a sign that things are pretty bad, of course.
Yeah, they're saying that he's got no favouritism, and he is in a bad way.
Yeah.
He's on oxygen, but they haven't put him on a ventilator.
Thoughts obviously with him.
Yes, indeed.
Hope he makes a speedy recovery. Elsewhere, a real sort of risk-on feel at the minute on various assets. So all the sort of currency pairs that are moving higher are the riskier ones, the Aussie dollars, the New Zealand dollars, etc. They're all on the move. Equity markets continuing where they left off yesterday.
Yeah.
S&P 7% up yesterday.
Obviously looking out on the futures. 2% higher again on the futures.
Yeah.
So all looking. I think we're starting to see some evidence of the death rates peaking out in various places, and there is also some news that I think Germany and Austria are talking about phasing out the lockdown.
Right. Okay.
I don't know if Germany is. When did I read it this morning?
There are reports that Germany set to outline proposals of requirements to ease lockdown measures, but they're waiting for the infection rate to go below 1. And at the moment, it's well above that level. So they're not quite there. That might be a little bit misleading. Austria is saying they'll relax their restrictions slightly on April the 14th. So after the Easter holidays, there was also a further decline in Spanish death toll, which helped underpin confidence in the euro. So there is some good news starting to emerge from all of this. And with the equity markets, I imagine that there are still a lot of people that are thinking that we are still going to go lower, and they're sort of caught in this trap now, whereby they're still short and just fighting it really, which is obviously dangerous. And then you start to get these squeezes higher. So there is, I think, plenty of scope for more upside in the equities in the short term.
Definitely. I think there's a few formations forming on the charts that were evident yesterday on the short and the longer term timeframes. And like I said yesterday, it's you don't want to stand in the way of this. Just let it play out and think a bit more tactically about your timing of short entry, because I have no doubt we will end up lower, make new lows, but we could have a rally for a few weeks or months before this happens. So just timing is everything. And I think everyone, the market's going to take all the bad news, ignore it at the moment, and any good news will react higher to it. But it's a very, very low volume move higher. You've obviously got the central banks weighing in and buying their share that they've promised to do.
Talk of more stimulus yesterday as well. There was talks. Nancy Pelosi was pushing for another round of direct payments to US citizens for a second overall package of at least $1 trillion. Trump's voiced his support for that. We've also got Japanese Prime Minister Abe announced a fiscal stimulus package worth $1 trillion in Japan, which is expected to go through as well. So some massive amounts of stimulus being chucked at it.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? You just nowadays, just to sort of make the markets go up, you just press a little button.
Yeah.
Easy, isn't it? I don't know why everyone was worried. But why do you worry about a economic collapse when you can just press a button and make it look like it's gone away?
Yeah, but I think I agree with you. I think we've had this sort of big wave of panic in the markets. Obviously, we've had a big flush out as a result. We're now getting the wave up where the news is starting to become a little bit more palatable and things are looking a bit rosier. You're getting the pushback up, but then you're going to start getting a wave of data, of economic data on the the effect on the economies over the coming months as a result of this, which are going to be potentially the next wave.
Yeah.
We shall see anyway. But yesterday we had 3 trades. As we always do, we had trades on sterling Swiss, S&P 500 and Aussie yen. If only Steve had
been a bit more aggressive.
he'd have had a better outcome there. It was a 0.57R win on the S&P, and that was a 7% uplift in the markets.
Yeah. Let's see, But anyway, it's a win's a win.
Absolutely.
Got plenty more of those in the bag.
Sterling Swiss was a 0.61R winner, and Aussie yen was a small loss of 0.23. Overall, that puts us at 72.2%, making new highs on our P&L. So all in all, looking pretty good overall.
Excellent.
Good.
Anybody got any trade ideas for today or anything that is particularly standing out?
I've got plenty.
Okay.
None
Off
that.
You go then.
Okay. Unless Ian, have you got anything that you?
I'm looking at gold. So do you want to?
Yeah. You do gold actually, because
Okay.
I was going to sort of like run over that, and I'd like to see someone else's opinion because I don't really.
You don't want to see mine though.
No, I don't mind. I don't mind, honestly. I'd rather. It's nice to have someone else's outlook on it, because sometimes you can just get stuck in a bit of your own way. Go on in.
You've got the board.
Oh, so I'll stop sharing. You go ahead.
Okay. So obviously we've seen a move in the other direction in indices and dollar. So the dollar is moving to the downside, pushing euro dollar, sterling dollar, etc. higher. But gold normally obviously moves in the opposite direction to stocks, and it's lost that correlation for quite a while, but I think it's coming back in. So I'm looking at 2 time frames. First time frame is this time frame, which is the 8-hour time frame. Bit of a weird one, but could potentially be a 5-wave count to the upside, and it's a shorter time frame that I prefer. But here, if we close around current levels, we've got an evening doji star formation.
Nice.
If I look to this time frame, this last rally up can be seen in 5 waves as far as elite wave is concerned. So 1, 2, 3, 4 around here somewhere, and then 5, and then we're getting this bearish outside candle posted on the hourly chart, and it's pushing quite aggressively lower. Got support. DMARC's also posted a 13, which normally
on what
indicates,
frame?
I shall tell you. Where are you, beast?
Don't say 1 minute.
Maybe. I'm flicking through.
On the tick chart.
15 minutes. It is a short time frame, but
yeah, but
anyway.
it's an intraday one, so that's quite a good one. I wish I'd have known that maybe this morning, and I would have been a bit more buying a dip a bit lower probably.
I've got support here, so it's not great R, but can I have that entry? Oh no, that one. It's just jumping about.
Yeah, it was all right a minute ago.
Yeah. So getting short around about 1646, targeting 1590, stop at 1670. Which is
still a bit bad actually now, because if you'd have been doing this a few minutes ago, you'd have been getting 1655.
Yeah.
It's just moved in the last 5 minutes since we've been on air.
Never mind.
Okay, lovely.
About two and a bit R, so not mega, but that's all I've got.
That's good.
I can't see value in currencies at current levels.
Steve, do you want me to have a look?
Yeah, go on.
Let's have a quick look at indices as we touched upon those this morning. So first up, we've got the DAX here, which is roaring off to the upside. I've been an admirer of this head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders pattern on the intraday charts, on the 60-minute charts. We've broken up. We've had a pullback. And now we've broken out of this channel or consolidation to the upside, and we are pushing strongly higher. This was my intraday buy level down at 10,185. Not looking nice. It's going to get there now, and it's already pushing towards my target of 10,600. So looking very good on that front. How does it look on the FTSE? Potential some bottoming action. I talked about a triple bottom there. Yeah. It's broken out of this consolidation triangle, pushing higher again towards the target that I set this morning at 5.8. The French market was lagging a bit behind. I actually hedged out my exposure a bit on the indices and put a short in on the CAC. So I've just been filled on that by the looks of things at 4,500. So we'll see how that plays out. There's a couple of resistance levels above that it's got to get above for that to continue higher, I think. And the US markets are looking pretty strong as well, breaking through resistance there on the NASDAQ and showing no immediate sign of slowing. So I think in this space here, you're probably going to get a bit of short covering, hence why we think there's opportunities on the upside. But they're all a bit too high to chase at the minute. So what I'm looking at is New Zealand dollar. And it is a speculative intraday trade. As I mentioned, New Zealand dollar was looking quite strong this morning because it's a bit riskier. But looking at this on the hourly chart, it's had a shoot up higher over the last couple of days. It's run into some resistance around here at 6 on the button, and it's formed that shooting star candle, which we need to stay here for another 5 minutes to confirm that. So I'm going to try and sell that for a quick intraday speculative short with a stop above that high there, 60.17, so 16 pips stop. I'm just going to target a short-term move down to 59.65, so 2.32R.
Lovely.
On that, very short-term indeed. Okay, that's my trade for the day. 2.25.
Nice one. Right, let's have a little review of what we saw yesterday. Obviously, on the US equities, saw these. I mean, this is, if you look at the bigger time frame, you can't really say it's a head and shoulders here because it's part of a bigger right shoulder anyway. So, but it's broken up really nicely, broken this resistance, heading higher, and even to here, it's broken the swing high of the 13th of March. So, I think again, like we said yesterday, probably a targeting a move up to 25,000. That'd be nice. And Nasdaq the same, maybe target a move even higher towards about 9,000. S&Ps. This is I've drawn the inverse head and shoulders here, like this one, and we had a little pullback yesterday and starting to have that move higher. So that's all pretty good. It's what I was looking really on the copper. That's the interesting one. It had this ascending triangles, a bearish formation really, because it's come from the upside down, should extend down lower, hasn't. It's broken above the horizontal resistance, so it looks nice. So I'm looking for a little bit of a pullback hit in copper to sort of like maybe a little bit of a longer term, sorry, well, you can't say longer term because it's an hour chart, so over the shorter term to maybe move higher into resistance up here. Put a few fibs on here. Won't be surprised to see it up to the 61.8, so 237, trading at 228 at the moment. Gold, looks like I've been caught a little bit on gold this morning, got in a bit too early at 1650, thinking we might continue the overnight strength. Ian's gone the other way, so I'm taking that on board. Silver as well as broken above the resistance. I'm looking for a bit of a deeper pullback in silver to get long, so that might be the better trade to follow rather than the gold. Oil has forming this like double triple bottom possibly, so around about 28.50 on crude oil on the IG markets chart, I think is the level to get long of this for a little bit more of a sustained rally. Looking at we've got some headlines coming out, I'll go over them. So after all that, I think I'm going to stick with S&P and be a bit more aggressive with it today. How's about that?
Go on in.
So long at 20. Let's buy it now. What's it trading? 27.15. Long at 27.15. Looking for the move to, let's go for the 61.8, and we'll call it 29.25. There's my target, 29.25. I'm doing that for a reason. I'm going to go for a 6R. Stop is at 26.80, long at 27.15, stop at 26.80, target 29.25.
Nicely done.
Lovely.
I'll stop sharing now.
Best of luck.
Let someone who knows what they're doing take control.
Where is he then? Is he coming?
Hang on, let's look around for someone.
Okay, so news-wise, I think we pretty much covered a lot of it. There was talk, obviously, of a further stimulus package in the US and in Japan. Equity markets making strong gains yesterday. Reports that Germany were outlining proposals to ease the lockdown measures, and news that Austria will be relaxing it slightly on the 14th. Sterling sold off sharply on the news that Prime Minister Johnson had been placed in intensive care. What's it doing this morning?
So it had a good bounce back up.
Yeah, decent bounce back.
It's catching euro up at the moment.
That pretty much wraps it up. In terms of data-wise, we've got Canada PMI at 3 p.m., which is forecast to fall to 48 from 54.1. I actually forgot it's a bank holiday on Friday as well, isn't it, in the UK?
Good Friday, yeah.
Monday.
Is it this Friday? So
Yeah.
we've got...
Not that we need more time in bed.
Exactly, yeah. I was thinking, fucking hell, what I'm going to do if I can't work?
So the only thing...
I have to trade the US will be shut as well, won't it? What won't be
Bitcoin.
shut? Bitcoin, yeah.
Have a go at those.
Yeah.
The OPEC news, OPEC plus, major oil producers, including Saudi Arabia and Russia, likely to agree to cut production at Thursday's meeting, but only if the United States joins the efforts.
I saw that.
So that's aimed at coping with the disastrous effects of the coronavirus on fuel demand. 3 OPEC plus sources told Reuters on Monday. Worldwide oil demand has dropped by roughly 30%, or about 30 million barrels a day. At the same time, Saudis and Russia have been flooding the markets with extra supply, almost as though they knew something.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's maybe sort of like, obviously we get everyone agreeing to a cut, then it should squeeze the price, but I think it'll be short-lived again, just like the equity bounce.
Yeah, quite possibly. You don't sort of overcome these shocks overnight, do you? So it could take a while to recover, I think. Okay, well, I guess we can wrap it up there. Well done, gents. Hopefully those trades work out for us today, and we will catch you all again tomorrow.
Cheers.
Yep.
Have a good one.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.